outrage at Russia's war, with moves that seem to violate international rules. President Biden speaking with the leader of China today, and a lawmaker from the Sunshine State
We don't have to keep doing this stupidity anymore.
backing a bill to bring more sunshine to winter evenings. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache.
And I'm Nicole Castañeda, and today is Friday, March 18, 2022.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Russia's war hitting even closer to home. Here in the U.S., an American civilian killed in Ukraine. An American citizen has been killed in Chernihiv, and Russia's forces are unleashing lethal attacks across Ukraine.
67-year-old James Whitney Hill from Minnesota was among the several people killed when Russian artillery opened fire. Hill's family spoke out.
We don't know where my brother's body is. That kind of closure the family won't have right now.
Hill's sister spoke to the media and shared the family did not want to get specifics about his death from the U.S. Embassy. The U.S. intelligence reports that China is showing openness to aid Russia in their invasion of Ukraine.
President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping are scheduled to speak today. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says these talks aim to keep communication open between the countries. This comes after a U.S. diplomatic cable said China may be interested in aiding President Vladimir Putin and his invasion of Ukraine by providing military and financial aid. The last known time the two presidents talked was during a 3.5-hour virtual summit in November.
The bridge tender who operated the drawbridge in Palm Beach has been arrested after the incident caused a woman to fall to her death. Police shared 79-year-old Carol Wright was walking her bike across the bridge back on February 6 when it started to move. Artsula LaFay Polk has been arrested in connection to the incident. She now faces 1 count of manslaughter by negligence.
Walkouts at Disney getting held by workers after the Don't Say Gay bill passes both houses. A series of daily walkouts and a full-day walkout will be held next Tuesday, organized by employees at Disney. Although the corporation's CEO hadn't spoken about this matter, he apologized to them about his silence. Employees say they appreciate the apology, but there is still more work to be done.
If you're feeling a little tired this week, it could be partially because of this week's spring forward time change. Reporter Eugenia Shuren from our DC Bureau takes a closer look at a proposed law to make daylight savings permanent.
U.S. Senators on Tuesday passed an nonpartisan bill that could keep daylight saving time permanently. The Sunshine Protection Act consists of getting rid of switching clocks 1 hour back during the fall.
The good news is if we can get this passed, we don't have to keep doing this stupidity anymore. And why we would enshrine this in our laws and keep it for so long is beyond me. But hopefully this is the year that this gets done. And pardon the pun, but this is an idea whose time has come.
Switching to keep daylight saving time all year round, it gives the opportunity for people to spend more time outdoors, and it will avoid disrupting children's sleeping schedule.
I love having more daylight. I feel so much better when I leave work or when I finish my class and there's still some sunlight out, because when I was, especially in undergrad, I would go in for class at 2, leave at 4:30, and it was already dark and I hated it. I thought it was so sad and depressing, and now that we just have more daylight, I just feel happier during the day and not as sad or gloomy, especially in the winter when it's cold. So I really love it. I think it's awesome.
A study made by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine says that standard time is ideal for humans' health. Scientists say when it's too light at night, it can be harder to fall asleep, which could lead to chronic sleep deprivation. The bill will not become law until the House approves and it is signed by President Biden. If passed, the bill will take effect starting November 2023 due to the transportation scheduling. This is Eugenia Shuren reporting for the South Florida Media Network.
The rocket for the next moon mission getting moved to the launch pad.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
St. Patrick's Day is like Christmas, so we really don't do specials on St. Patrick's Day.
Social distancing eased in our nation's capital just in time for a very social holiday. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Shamrock ceremony at the White House. President Biden last night thanking Prime Minister of Ireland for partnering with the U.S. on Russian economic sanctions. The Prime Minister, who has COVID, attended by video conference. It was COVID restrictions that limited St. Patrick's Day celebrations in D.C. over the last 2 years.
Reporter Collie Ray Skinner from our D.C. Bureau shows us what made this year so different.
The Irish bar called Across the Pond in DuPont Circle opened in 2017 by Michael Waters, and due to COVID had to close briefly for the city regulations.
Well, as you remember, 2 years ago, the St. Patrick's Day we got shut down. It was like that weekend, so there was no business for almost, 4 months. We didn't open back up until July 22nd, so it was very slow going.
Once the bar reopened, they had to follow regulations, and college students came to the rescue to be some of the bar's first and most regular customers.
No one really started coming back in until the college students came back in August, and they're the ones that pretty much supported us to get us through up until 2021, really.
Across the Pond hosted an event last Saturday and drew in the most people they've seen since the start of the pandemic. Waters expects to see just as much, if not more, foot traffic for the March 17th holiday. They open their doors from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., and brunch is served at 10.
St. Patrick's Day is like Christmas, so we really don't do specials on St. Patrick's Day, but we'll have some bagpipers and DC 101s coming out to promote and give concert tickets away and t-shirts and stuff like that.
The close-knit Irish community remains strong in D.C. as more folks than bars have seen in recent years head out to celebrate this St. Patrick's Day.
That was Collie Ray Skinner reporting. Back here in Florida, Artemis is getting closer and closer to its lunar launch. The 322-foot rocket is being moved steadily towards the launch pad in Cape Canaveral, which is expected to take 11 hours once in place. The Artemis will go through weeks of testing before a dress rehearsal in early April. With this, NASA can continue planning to land the first woman and first person of color on the moon.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache.
I'm Nicole Castañeda. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.